Greetings, Pokemon trainers. This is Professor Peony here with our second lesson on Pokemon Anatomy 101. The textbook that we're using today is the Pokemonanatomy by Christopher Stoll. In our first lesson, we initially went over Bulbasaur. At this point, our Bulbasaur has evolved into an Ivysaur. If you'll turn to page 2. To our left, we have a very detailed diagram of our Ivysaur, including the tendrils that have developed further within the Ivysaur upon evolution. If you want to take a quick second to compare. Our first section that we're reading is characteristics. Ivysaur and Bulbasaur are distinguished only by the size and progression of their parasitic bulb. The reptilian Pokemon host remains relatively unchanged after evolution, as the plant requires the most energy for its transformation. Ivysaur's bulb flowers during evolution grow fleshy petals in a tightly bound bud. These will fully expand only once the Pokemon has matured into its final form. During this phase of the Pokemon's life, the plant begins to more deeply integrate itself, assuming near total control of the Ivysaur's central and peripheral nervous system, suppressing the host's ability to control its own body. In section 2, we're talking about physiology. The bulb cannot complete its life cycle without a host, and because of this, its advantage for the symbiotic bulb is to preserve Ivysaur's health. This is unlike Paris, where the host's death is necessary for reproduction. Because of their dual nature, Ivysaur are quite adaptable and can endure a variety of extreme environmental conditions. Neither organism could survive alone. In harsh desert climates, the bulb can sustain its vulnerable host with energy from the sun via photosynthesis and by trapping dew on its hydrophobic petals. In section 3, we are covering behavior. In dark, heavily forested regions where photosynthesis is insufficient, the host organism can hunt for insect Pokemon prey to support the metabolic needs of the bulb. Ivysaur require vast quantities of food to support both component organisms. To help feed their growing host, the bulb petals give off a pungent odor that attracts hungry weedle and bellsprout. Using muscular vines, the Ivysaur sees small Pokemon and are even known to snatch Pidgey out of the air. In preparation for their final evolution, Ivysaurs spend months conserving energy and eating voraciously in order to build up the necessary metabolic reserves. In our very last section in the bottom right corner, we have some key facts, including the average size, lifestyle, and abilities. If you would like to test your knowledge, there are some quiz questions down in the description, which you can leave the answers to those down in the comments. I'll be sure to give a response telling me how you did if you choose to answer those questions. That is the end of our second lesson regarding our Ivysaur. Be sure to stay tuned for when we go over our Venusaur. Have a great day, and remember to keep on studying.